Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for returning for another video. So today's video is going to be a cook with me video. I was just getting back from our little getaway and we obviously didn't have anything made or anything to eat, so I just decided to whip up something really quick and really simple. This meal literally took me about 30 to 45 minutes to make. So this is a great meal for you to make on a Friday or a Saturday night for yourself or for your family. So I am making homemade hamburger helper with some homemade buttermilk cream cheese biscuits. So first thing I'm doing here, I'm just dicing up some onions, and I'm also going to be dicing up some green and red peppers as well. You guys, I love to cook with onion, garlic, green peppers, and red peppers. It just gives your food such a great flavor. And then I'm also going to be putting in some ground turkey. The good thing about this dish, you can use ground turkey or ground beef. It's totally up to you. I try not to eat too much beef, but if you like beef, you can use beef as well. The beef does produce a lot more oil than the ground turkey, so you can drain a little bit of that juice off once your meat is fully cooked. I decided to just keep mine in because honestly, you guys, it gives it such great flavor. So I'm just going to be using ground turkey instead, and I'm just going to get all of that seasoned up in the pot, get it stirred up, and once it is done cooking, I will be right back with you guys to tell you what to do next. So now I'm just going in with my seasonings. I'm just going to season up this meat with some Lori seasoning salt, some black ground pepper, some onion and garlic powder, meat tenderizer, and paprika. And I'm just going to mix this in really, really well. And so now that my meat have cooked in really well after a couple of minutes and it's done, I'm just going to be adding some whole milk. You can use any milk of your choice, some beef broth as well. And then after that, I am going to be adding in some Elbows macaroni noodles. And I'm just going to mix that in. You want to be sure that once you put in your noodles, you guys, you want to be sure to kind of stir occasionally just so the noodles don't start to stick to the bottom of your pot. And now I'm also going to be adding in some tomato sauce as well. I will leave this recipe, you guys, in the description box below. I'm just going to be honest. I kind of eyeballed everything that I use. But if you're the kind of cook that you have to have instructions and you need to know how many cups of this and how many cups of that to use, I will definitely leave this recipe in the description box below for you guys. So I also just added some parsley. I just love greenery in my food. It just makes it look so pretty. And so now I'm just tasting this just to see what else I need to add in before just letting this simmer. So now I'm just getting the top on that pot, you guys, and I'm just going to let this food simmer and cook down until the noodles are done. That can take anywhere from 10 to 12 minutes. And you might have to let it cook a little bit longer like I did, because I like for my noodles to be really done and tender. So you might have to cook it a little bit longer. But while that is simmering down on low and while that is cooking, I'm just going to go ahead and get started on these biscuits. So I'm just putting some flour into a bowl along with some baking soda, some baking powder, and some salt. And I'm just going to mix that until it is well incorporated. You never want to move on into a recipe, especially when you're using dry ingredients, until you mix it first. So after that is mixed up together, I'm just going to be cutting up some cold butter into nice sized cubes and throwing it into the flour. And I'm going to be using a half a pack of cream cheese as well. This recipe does call for you to freeze your cream cheese and then use a cheese grater to grate it into that mixture. I'm going to be honest with you guys, when I first tried it that way, it was an absolute mess. So I like for my cream cheese to be at room temperature just so I can cut them up into cubes just like I did with the butter, and then it mixed in perfectly that way. After that's all mixed in and it's literally at a crumbly consistency, then I'm going to be going in and adding some buttermilk. I will also be leaving the recipe to these biscuits in the description box down below just in case you guys want to try them out. I personally don't like to knead my dough for too long. I normally knead it for about 30 seconds, maybe to a minute, because the more you knead it, the drier your biscuits will be. So I don't like to over knead my dough. I just like to do it just enough, like I said, maybe for about 30 seconds to a minute, just to make sure that it's incorporated and it pulls together. And that calls for a very fluffy, moist biscuit. But again, I will be leaving this recipe as well down below for you guys. So I do want to apologize. I realized afterwards that I had lost some footage. Unfortunately, my phone had ran out of storage, so you won't be able to finish seeing me do these biscuits, you guys. So I do apologize for that. But now I'm just going to be adding some shredded cheese into my hamburger helper. You can use sharp cheddar cheese, you can use a Mexican blend, you can honestly use whatever kind of cheese blend you like, and I believe that's what I used. I used the 4-cheese Mexican blend and it was absolutely delicious. So this is the finished product, you guys, my homemade hamburger helper and my homemade buttermilk cream cheese biscuits. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.